do this.
All right.
All right, cool. All right, you got this intro, or you want me to get it?
You got it. Go ahead.
All right, what up, crypto world? This is King Bitcoin Doubler again with episode 2. Well, this would technically be part 1, episode 2 of ICOs, or episode 3. I don't really even know. Fuck that. But anyway, we're pretty much me and Crypto Diving. We decided to link up. You guys already know that. You probably saw the previous videos. In this video, we're going to talk about Crypto20. Crypto20 is it's an index fund. So in our last video, we talked about the difference between ICOs and IPOs. So basically, this is similar to if you're familiar with the American Stock Exchange. This is going to be like Dow Jones, or this is going to be what's the other one? The American Exchange. This is also like S&P 200 or 500, I think it is S&P 500. So basically, what they're going to do is instead of being its own token, being traded off the value of what the market may perceive them to Ether or Bitcoin, what they're going to do is they are taking their fund that they're getting from us or those who do invest. They're going to take those funds and they're going to pretty much host the top 20. So somewhere between there, they have a video, right? So I advise watching the video. Let me scroll down and show you guys. If you go to their website, crypto20.com, they have a video, right? And it kind of explains a little bit in depth to you guys. But pretty much what's happening is instead of them just being their own token, they're going to invest. I don't think it's 100%, but they're pretty much going to invest in the top 20 different coins out there. And as one moves from 20 to 21, they're going to sell, buy in, depending on how aggressive this coin is. But at the same time, they're playing it safe in a way where your money isn't going to be pretty much bad. So the reason why this is important, if you go over the history of Dow Jones and you pick maybe the top 20 stocks that are inside the Dow Jones, you'll notice that the Dow Jones consistently goes up versus going down like the other one. So the way this coin will operate is it's pretty much going to be it's going to pretty much be determined by the market of these top 20. And most of the top 20, from what we see in the video, most of them they do pretty well. So the off chance that this coin will actually take a dip is not high. So it's kind of something that interests me because it's not the first, but it's one of the first index tokens out there.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this ICO that's coming out. Like you said, they're going to pick the top 20 coins. Now, if you go on Coin Market Cap, there's hundreds and hundreds of coins on there. You don't really know which one is really going to, take off, because there's a different coin every day. Every time I go on this site, a different coin is skyrocketing. Like right now, there's a coin on there that went up 59%. But how would I have known that? So what this is good. So what Crypto20 does, they go to all the exchanges. They're going to pull out the top. They're going to combine. They're going to pick the top performing coins, and they're going to combine them as 20 the top 20 coins off all the exchanges, and they're going to combine them into one, and then they're going to pretty much take those coins for you and take your money, invest into the top performing coins. So that's what this ICO is about to do for us. It's going to make it way much more easier for us as investors to invest into them, and they're going to they're going to manage our money into these coins here. And another thing is they're going to be very low fees. Like you'll have all these brokerage firms that charge us, high fees for managing your funds, like the stock market and things like that with the S&P 500. You'll go there and you'll sit down with the guys and they'll manage your fund, but the rates and the fees will be high. But with Crypto 20, they don't have a lot of overhead. They don't have a lot of staff, so they're going to charge us very low fees, is what I'm hearing. And there's also a podcast that I'm going to drop into the description for you guys to listen to. It's about 45 minutes. The CEO of Crypto 20, he's in there. He's going to talk in more detail and more in depth on to what Crypto 20 is all about, for you guys to listen to. So I'm going to pass that on to Big King, and we're going to drop that in there for you guys for you guys to take a listen to, because the ICO starts in I think it's 2 days from now. Yeah, 2 days, and it's going to. I think King just was talking about it's supposed to last until the coins into January. What is it?
Yeah, January 14th.
January 14th. So we still have plenty of time, guys. But most importantly, when you go on a site, go through the white paper, read that white paper very carefully, and listen to that podcast, because you're going to get all the information that you need before you invest into this ICO. Now, another thing that I heard today from the podcast was that there is 50 hedge funds out there right now currently, that's trying to do this. But the guy in the podcast, he was saying that this is much better, because it's low, is managed with not that many people, and like I said, you're going to save a lot more money into this. So read that white paper, listen to this podcast we're going to put in there for you guys, and this thing is going to be great. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for the launch.
So one thing that you had said, right, was the low risk. Like that's like one of the things like excited me about this is the actual risk involved. When I was first getting into like stocks, the one thing I noticed was that the Dow Jones, anytime, I don't know what it was like lunchtime would hit, you would start to see like this rise in the Dow Jones, and I don't know, it always interests me that I can see the Dow Jones always going up, but I could never personally invest in it. And the when I did more research on how to get into the Dow Jones, what it was like was you would have to get like a hedge fund owner to accept your $10 million so that you could be in their Dow Jones hedge fund. So what they would do is they would have somewhere between like 100 million or 500 million to $1 billion in this fund, and it would buy, like this coin is doing, it would buy 100 of one coin and 200 of another coin and 1 million of another coin, and it would only buy it would buy off of maybe 2 or 3 people. In most, it would be like 8 people at the most. But that's the one thing that I noticed, is that just doing my research on that you really had to have a lot of money to get into what they consider a hedge fund like this. And that's one thing that like interests me about ICOs, is that we're at the stage now where people like myself who do not make 10 million or even $100 million a year, I don't make anything like that. And I don't have the opportunity to ever be in a lucrative business like like a Apple, board of directors, or like anything like that. I don't see it being possible for me. But being able to
$1 billion. Should you invest? High returns come with high risk and extreme volatility. Bitcoin's market share has dropped. Now altcoins are the majority. There are literally thousands of coins to choose from. So how can one invest in cryptocurrency effectively? Crypto20, the first tokenized crypto-only index fund. Crypto20 will autonomously track the top 20 cryptocurrencies, similar to the S&P 500, which tracks the top 500 US companies. The top 20 coins change over time, so will Crypto20's holdings, mitigating risk and volatility. Index funds with automated trading offer much lower fees than managed funds. They have consistently beaten actively managed funds since their inception and grew by $375 billion, while actively managed funds shrunk by $308 billion in the same year. So how do you buy the cryptocurrency index? Introducing C20, the token of the Crypto20 fund. Tokens represent an investor's share of the fund. Investors are free to sell or exchange their tokens at any time. There are no exit, broker, or advice fees, with full blockchain transparency, powered by data science, and in a proven fund structure. Instantly owning a diverse cryptocurrency portfolio is now as easy as holding a single token. One token that is linked directly to 20 underlying crypto assets via the smart contract. Invest in cryptocurrency with peace of mind. Token sale open October 2017.
All right, that's pretty much it. So right now, the way that they're looking at it is October 17th, which not 17th, I'm sorry, October 7th is a couple days from today. And what they're gonna do is they're pricing it at I'll show you guys on the website. Definitely, again, do your research, guys. If you guys are watching this, it's probably because you're interested. So definitely go to the website. Just do your research. Read the white paper. It's very, very important that you guys read as much of it as possible. If you can't read it, have your phone read it to you. That thing is built in now to have all the words read to you. But pretty much if you go here, sorry guys, there it is. The pre-sale will be at 95 cents. So the very first buyers, first 7 million tokens sold will be at 95 cents. After that, for the first 48 hours, they will be selling that token for $1. Okay, it's pretty high for an ICO. It's not a low price. It's pretty high. After the next 48 hours, they're gonna sell for the next 48 hours to the next 4 weeks. 48 hours of week 4. Okay, so they're gonna wait. 48 hours to week 4 for the next 4 weeks. It's gonna be $1.05, and then from 4 weeks to 6 weeks, you're looking at $1.10. Okay, no new coins will be mined or created or mined after ICO. So what that means is that once this is over, this is over. They have a bunch of questions and answers. They answer every single question. The thing that we mentioned earlier was, will this be tradable? And they say yes, I believe. This is where it says it. No, it's not. The one that they asked was, I think it's this one. Okay, so C20 token, that's what it's going to be underneath, C and then 20. Token can be sent to other accounts, all underlining acquired, right? So it says basically the latest that they're going to wait is until the 14th of January 2018. So until that point, they are frozen in the account that was specified when invested through our smart contract. So whatever one you guys use, you guys are going to have to, it's going to have to be in there for now. You guys do not have that opportunity to move it. You know, me being in America, that means that I don't have the opportunity to buy in for the ICO. So again, I don't have anything to gain by going over this information, except for the fact that I just want to just go over the information because this was requested to us. So before I go too far, what I want to do is I want to get into the checklist, right? So this is the checklist that I'll provide a link to at the bottom in our description. So whenever you guys get a second, you guys can use it for other coins. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it really briefly, and then I'll let you guys see kind of what the score is after I go over it really fast, right? So the one thing that you always want to make sure is that these obvious and must-haves are at 100%. They're not always going to be at 100%. There are some coins out there that are not at 100%, but those coins are struggling to keep value. So these are the ones that are going to really help keep value if that these are at 100% right here. So white paper, yes, it has a white paper. We saw that it said it was going to be the C20. We saw the team. If you scroll down at the bottom, there is this team. We were on the website, so that's clear that the website does exist. There are articles and interviews, like you mentioned, like Crypto Diving mentioned that there's the podcast that we'll have in there, so you guys can hear them talk about it. They do have their own YouTube channel, which is really, really awesome, and they do go over a lot of information. The price, we just read over the price, has its own value, goes off of US dollar. So whatever the price of Ether and Bitcoin is at the time does not matter. It's the price, what you have in your account at that time, okay? So if Ether goes down, this thing does not go down with it. And then social networking, like I mentioned, has a YouTube channel. I believe they have a Facebook and Twitter. So that's all that. They do have the video description. We just watched that. The industry that they're in. Industry is a little bit difficult, so I base this off of are they the only ones, or is it a small amount of people in their space? There's almost nobody doing this. New way of thinking, yeah, again, there's almost nobody doing it. There are other coins trying to duplicate this process, but as of right now, they do not have the same opportunities this one does. Okay, life-changing. It may not be life-changing, right? And the reason why I say it's not for us, so to speak, okay? Because if this coin comes out or doesn't come out, it doesn't change anything for me. NASDAQ existing and S&P 500 existing do nothing for my lifestyle every single day. But if this takes hold and this actually becomes a really important thing, that means that if your coin that you invest is at 21, or your coin that you invest is at 24 or 25, and it just needs that little bit more to make it into this, when coins get picked up by the S&P 500 or NASDAQ, when they get picked up, or Dow Jones, it makes the coin almost double. So this may be life-changing money because of that, but it's not life-changing in the simple fact that it won't change how I operate day to day. So I won't give it the check mark, but take that in consideration that if there's a coin out there that's 21 and it hasn't made it into 20 and is really close to the market cap being at over the 20 guy, this could be a big deal because you could just easily get into that 21. This could get picked up, and then it skyrockets the price. So this may be a big deal later on, but right now it's not. So we'll leave that one unchecked. So number of coins, it said 75 million. To me, anything under 100 million is good. Okay, so anything between under 100 million is really good. Okay, the price of the coin is good and is bad at the same time. It is at $1, so it's already starting off in a bad space. But it also weans out all of the small money, the people that are buying 1 or 2 or 10 or coming in with 50 bucks. It kind of cuts those people out. This only gets people that are going to put in maybe like $100 to $300 and up, and obviously the thousands and millions. So those people are going to really benefit from this. The people with like their $10, $25 that are going in, they're not going to really benefit as much. So this kind of weans them out. So I agree with the price. Personally, I agree with it.
Yeah, another thing I got from the podcast today was very exciting. He was talking about that if you currently have a 401k or have a mutual fund at your job, he said you can take a small portion of that and buy into these coins and help fund your 401k or your mutual fund money if you're close to retirement. He was saying you can take just a little portion of that and invest into these coins and make take a good return on your money as well. So I thought that one was exciting. I heard in the podcast today.
That makes sense. Sorry, I'm getting feedback. I gotta turn down a little bit more. All right,
Yeah,
let me just finish the checklist really.
What
happened?
So you're just going through the checklist?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it off really quick. I'm almost done. I got
Okay.
the last 5. One of the questions I want to answer while I'm already on this screen is the platform question. Is the very first one. Is Crypto20 a platform? No. is not a platform. Okay, so that's the one I just want to answer really quick while we're already on that screen. So is it its own platform? No, it doesn't have that option, right? So it's not going to be on its own platform. Now, the partners one. This one's kind of difficult because of the space that it's in. So if there are any partners, personally, they won't make a difference. So right now, where they're at, unless Dow Jones or like another big company like Goldman Sachs or J.P. Morgan Chase, until one of those companies kind of promote this, I can't really say that company wise or partner wise that makes any sense. Working prototype, it doesn't need one, but it doesn't have one already. And then self-sustaining, because it's going off the market, it is self-sustaining. The value of the market should dictate the value of the coin. So the more often it's in the green, the more likely this thing is going to keep moving up. So after all of that, it's at an 80%. 80% for me is good. Obviously, you want to be at around like that percent mark is around like, it's like a B, with the opportunity of making a little bit more for the partners and the interviews. I'm sorry, the partners and the platform are what put you over the 120 mark. So for me personally, I think it checks off a lot of the boxes. It seems to be a really smart move for me personally. I believe crypto diving, we were talking about this earlier, is that it just makes sense. You know what I mean? There's not a lot to it, but at the same time, because crypto investing is like the wave of the future, where people are, like you mentioned, there are IRAs out there now, for Litecoin and Bitcoin. There's retirement funds. So this obviously makes sense. This is the next best thing to that.
Oh, absolutely. So I see nothing but good things, and the future looks good, for everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm real excited.
Yep. And you said you heard that podcast. Like when I was watching the video, the one thing that they were really pushing was was the way that it interacts. I guess it's like you mentioned before, was the like I said, like the market just dictates itself. Like if the market is low, like the one thing I like personally is that if there is a coin in the 20 to 21 range, you know what I mean, those coins could really, if this thing really takes off, those coins could really do some damage for you, because you could really put in on a 21 and that thing grabs it. Because I know that, well, I forget the name of the coin, but there was a coin where Dow Jones, not coin, I'm sorry, there was a stock that Dow Jones had added, and they hadn't added in a long time, but they had took one out and added one in. Well, the one they took out went down 50%, and the one they added doubled. And it just shows the strength behind an index. You know what I mean? It's not every day that you have an index, and this is something that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm real excited. I can't wait to for this thing to launch. And everybody that's out there, do like I said, do your research, read the white paper, and you know
It's a stage where me and crypto diving can actually purchase. So for us and other people